projects it was called a food hub or processing district. So that's really to give small and medium-sized food processing businesses a central place to go, provide them with logistical support, and create almost an incubator for mid-sized food companies. Lethbridge has a lot of strength in food processing and agri-food, and this would be providing the tools and kind of creating a cluster around that. So I think that's really interesting. That has some real potential. The report recommends that's probably best located on the fringe of the city in Lethbridge County. So we'll have to kind of look at that. Second project was this concept of a Lethbridge Central Market. So that's, if you could picture a building that's an art incubation place where artists would have a place to sell their products that are local. It would be a market where local food companies or food entrepreneurs would have an opportunity to test their products. So food stalls and maybe a couple of trendy restaurants. So again, the idea is creating a central place for entrepreneurs to come together, to learn, and ultimately I think not only would you support the business community and support entrepreneurs with a bit of an incubator style building, but it actually could become a tourist attraction in and of itself. So it would be a place, become a destination because there's unique goods and services and foods that you can experience that are specific to our area.
Well, that's very interesting. Would that tie in to CASA perhaps? Is there opportunity to bring that around?
It could be, I think. So if you look at CASA, it's very well utilized. It has a high occupancy rate. It's a place for artists to create their products. There's a lot of training and learning that goes on. But the next step in the process is how do you commercialize, how do you monetize some of that art development? So how do you incubate and provide a place for people to actually sell their art as business, as opposed to the creation of it, which is what CASA, and rightly so, is focused on. So it's that next step in providing the full, I guess, supply chain, to use the business term, the full supply chain to the art community.
Right. So one of the other projects was Lethbridge Innovation District. Does that tie nicely with Tech Connect? Is that
right? So the natural fit there is that when companies graduate from Tech Connect, or as other companies in the information and technology sector grow, they need to have a place to go. And this also gives us the opportunity to potentially redevelop the warehouse district in Lethbridge. So that's kind of an area that's east of downtown today. That's there's some new investment that's gone on there. But again, if you can create a district that's trendy, that's interesting, that appeals to young talent, so this is a demographic that we know through our place brand research tends to leave the community and doesn't have reasons to be here. If you can create job opportunities, but you can also create entertainment opportunities, and at the same time redevelop an underperforming area of the city, then that's a great blend of all of those projects.
Yeah.
Right?
And then what about a multi-purpose performing arts and convention center? Right,
so our consultants, again, they do this work all around the world, so they're a third-party expert, and they've provided us with some food for thought, essentially, in terms of, the convention business globally is very, very competitive, and typically the smaller business conferences like to go to interesting places, they like to be close to amenities, so their recommendation is that we consider a convention center facility in the downtown that's close to all of those amenities and to some of those services. And in particular, that we look at the value that could be created if it's combined with a multi-purpose space that would include a performing arts theater perhaps. And there's a number of examples in the report from around the world. To be clear though, it also recognizes the value of Exhibition Park. So the report does not say it's one or the other. It recognizes that an expansion at Exhibition Park is required, that they're often oversubscribed, the facilities are near the end of their life cycle. But the report encourages us simply to look at both of these current projects and try to identify if there's a better way to do them or if there's better synergies in terms of how we prioritize them. So it's just another perspective and looking at what creates the most value.